their peril, Steve-O.
Certainly will. He's got a lot of experience as the hooker, Zane Clark, as you just mentioned, but a big effort against Kieran Cunningham tonight. He really will be put to the test. But when you look down this Welsh squad, Eddie, you have to feel perhaps that they've just got enough skill and of course experience to just get over the Cook Islands, who will not take too kindly to this weather.
No, the weather is absolutely appalling, but we're just about ready and off we go. Shrill blast from Thierry Alibert's whistle and first touch for Justin Morgan. Justin Morgan of Canberra Raiders, and a great chase on the kick-off as well from the Cook Islanders, led there by Steve Berryman. And the first
Timu.
penalty goes to the Welshman.
Oh, he really walloped him then. Timu went at him. Not surprisingly, the French referee quick to award the penalty. We knew that we'd come pretty rough and tough, the Cook Islanders, and they're not letting us down.
It's Kieran Cunningham who's the dummy half. He tips the ball inside to David Whittle of Leeds.
As we've seen this year.
Yes, he's had a magnificent season with St Helens. Cook Islands have got through their first set of 6 though. The kick was downfield from Leroy Joe, and it took an almighty swerve around Aitchison. That's a knock on, and the Welsh fullback knock on his own line. He's disgusted with himself, and this will put pressure on the Welsh.
Well, an awful mistake there from the big fullback. Just wipes his hands there, but surely would have gone out with plenty of resin on both hands. So this will be the dropout. There's a knock-on behind the line in the in-goal area. Now then, is this a great opportunity for the Cook Islands? It really would put the cat amongst the pigeons if the Cook Islands could get an early try.
They've got the opportunity to run the ball back again.
It was a big problem for the Welsh side that expected to win quite easy tonight, and I don't think it will be that easy.
Come on, win free.
And the hooker at dummy half was Zane Clark. You can see that we have a little problem tonight with the team numbering. The white numbers on the back of predominantly white jerseys doesn't make it terribly easy for us. Certainly from this distance way up here, but having said that, there is number 17, Adam Cook, out there.
Big hit there from the second row of Mick Jenkins.
And it was on Cook.
Normally Jenkins, of course, play the hooker. It's a good move by the Welsh coach, Clive Griffiths, to put Jenkins into the second row. But a mistake there from the Cook Islands. They spilled the ball.
This is Sullivan. He manages to get the pass away. And away come the Welsh. Great cheer every time Harris will get the football tonight. He plays it quickly. Here now is Paul Sterling. Sterling's pace will cause them problems. Great run from Sterling. He's still not done. He is now. There's a bit of a swinging arm on Sterling. Down he went. They're desperate to get their World Cup campaign off on a winning note, the Welsh. Briers swings it out wide. This is an opportunity here now for Critchley.
Hands up! Get him out! Fuck it then!
Oh, there's some big hits going on out there. Quite a few of these Cook Island forwards, they're swinging the arms.
Cunningham, good run from him.
Looked a bit forward.
And Aitchison put it down anyway. Well, Paul Aitchison has touched the football twice, and the ball has gone to ground twice.
To be fair, you can see that Kieran Cunningham, it was a forward pass anyway, and I think the fullback was fully aware of that. You can see the rain still teeming down. It's going to be difficult for both sides. One would expect, of course, that the Welsh side, used to these conditions a lot more than the guys from the Cook Islands.
Knock on. A knock on ruled here against Carl Tamata.
Good defence there.
Fierce.
He's had a wonderful season, hasn't he, Kieran Cunningham? Not only just in attack, but he works overtime in defence too. And they'll have to in these conditions.
Yes, they will. Now then, here is Harris. Harris then swings it wide, and he finds Chris Tassel. And Chris Tassel is tackled, but the Welsh are 15 metres away from the try line. Aitchison brings it this way and gives it to Morgan. Good tackling on him there by Jason Timu. All over the top of Morgan. Atchison to Harris, back it goes to Farrell, and Farrell is skipping through there, and Farrell almost to the line, just held up short. Here is Cunningham again, spins it to Briers, a little dance for Briers. Oh, fantastic try! Lee Briers, terrific try for the Welsh. A frown on the face of Clive Griffiths, but he'd be very happy with that. It was lovely skill from Lee Briers, and aren't they delighted? And so are the crowd. That brought them to their feet.
Quick play the ball, quick thinking, a long ball out wide, and Briers, the skill and the step, must have gone a well 30 metres out wide there, and you could see that the defence had gone to him, but he had the skill to step and duck underneath. Big problem for the Cook Islands at the moment. They are not going low for the legs, they're trying to swat over the top, and that's the reason why Briers has taken the first try. He's delighted, and why not?
Well, they're celebrating that as though it was the try that won the World Cup itself, but such is the spirit in this Welsh camp. And he has had a fine season for Warrington in Super League, Lee Briers. His debut was against emerging England at Widnes in 1998. Seems to have been around a long time, but he's only 22 years of age. And this fellow is 24, and he seems to have been around even longer. Made his debut for Wales against Australia at Cardiff in 1994, Iestyn Harris. And as you can see, the rain is continuing to pour down. Match never in doubt. This is a fabulous training pitch, the racecourse at Wrexham. And Harris adds the extras, much to the delight of the crowd. Good start for Wales. They lead by 6 points to 0.
Wonderful effort. See how long it is. You see how the defence comes through, and once Briers steps, there's an enormous gap. Steps off the right foot. Again, jinks inside. Cook Islanders going far too high. The little fella scrambles over for the first try. Well, that'll perhaps just ease the pressure off them. They look very nervous in the opening minutes, did the Welsh.
Yes, they wanted to get off to a good start. Remember, they have lost Carl Hammond, Neil Cowie and Damien Gibson in their preparation for this match. And for this tournament, they won't take any part in the World Cup, those three. But Clive Griffiths has always had problems with people dropping out, and the referee allowed that to go.
Well, he shouldn't have. He has to play it with the foot. He missed it completely. Watch this. Just straight away. Gareth Carville certainly missed it with his foot, just threw it backwards.
4, 5. 4.
Carville on for Whittle. Early change by Clive Griffiths. Chance for the Hull youngster, formerly at Leeds, of course. The big hoof downfield was from Briers. Oh, and it's fumbled twice by Tongai, the winger. He was facing his own line, he got away with it, but that's a flying tackle by Dean Busby.
A bit late though from Justin Morgan, could have been a flop. Not picked up by the French referee, Alibert.
Carl Temata it was who ran the ball out and took the tackle, and that is the fullback Payakura.
Pretty solid defence there from the Welsh outfit. They're moving out wide and coming in at the angle. They're forcing the Cook Islands into just one-out football at the moment, which is the ploy that their coach Clive Griffiths wanted. Make sure that they just play out one at a time.
Kick over the top, it lands, and Sullivan will have the chance to assess the situation ahead of him and set off on the first run of the night for him. 9 3/4 minutes gone, Wales ahead by 6 points to 0. Coming into this match after the victory in South Africa in that warm-up in Pretoria last week. Aitchison, who has really been on the outer at St Helens this year, will be delighted to be back on centre stage. Sterling, released by the Leeds Rhinos at the end of Super League 5, struggling to get to his feet.
Great defence there from the hooker, Zane Clark. It had to be as well. They're getting into the swing of things now, the Welsh outfit.
Lovely dummy from Harris, he finds Sullivan, and the pass from Sullivan was hit by Tongai, and Wales are claiming head and feet at the scrum here.
Well, it's whether he knew anything about it. Did the ball play the man? I think it did. No, they've given the Welsh side the head and feed.
Stan Martin, the Cook Islands coach, As I say, well remembered in Cumbria, the Whitehaven boss for 3 years, from 1958 to 1995 to 1998. He's not that old.
I'm going to say I can't remember him.
He probably played under him if it was the 50s. Anyway, this is Harris. And he gets the ball away to Mick Jenkins, to
Leaving now! Underway! Underway!
Gareth Carvel. And that's Busby, the loose forward.
Pretty solid work by the Welsh forwards.
He's going down the short side, it's Cunningham, short ball. And well watched. Jason Critchley was nearly across, but there were 3 waiting for him. There's Cunningham again, it comes back to Harris. And it goes wide to Breers. On the charge comes the big forwards. This is Tassel, and Tassel's struggling to try and get over. They believe he has. This could be a decision for the video referee.
I think Tongai got him out. It was good work.
It's probably the wettest corner of the racecourse ground, this.
Well, I think his foot goes out here. We'll soon see. They did exceptionally well. Tongai, all the strength. Did he get it? No, his foot's in touch. The crowd are cheering, but I can assure you that surely the video referee, though I say surely because there was quite a few dubious ones yesterday at Twickenham, and I think that quite clearly you can see his foot is on the whitewash. That's his left leg. Before he grounds the ball, I'll go for NOTRY. But I'm not confident.
Well, Iestyn Harris is confident. He's lined up to take a conversion attempt. Now he's got to give the ball back. And Clive Griffiths looks amazed at the big screen, but if he looks at the replay again, as we will now, you'll see that his foot is over the whitewash before the ball is down. Chris Tassel.
He shakes his head in disbelief, but
this tells it.
It's a good call, and this is good work from Tongai. Helped by the fullback, Payakura. No doubt in my mind. And as you say, I'm sure Clive Griffiths will even agree with us.
Well, when he takes another look at it on a smaller screen than the giant screen here at the racecourse. There's the full-back again, Payakura. He was in that squad that won the Emerging Nations last time out. Good drive forward again by the big forwards, led by Jason Timu of the Newcastle Knights. So you can see there is a little bit of experience in this team. This now is Kuru. Great defence, though, on show here from the Welsh.
A bit impressed with the opening minutes from Justin Morgan, the Welsh second rower. Obviously a ploy by Clive Griffiths to perhaps send out this second rower to really run himself to a standstill early in this match.
Kick over the top again to Sullivan's wing. The kick was from Zane Clark, and it's Clark who is following up with the tackle. And that ball came backwards. What happened there? The referee
just lost it.
Takes a look at the touch judge, and the decision is a knock-on, although Sullivan is convinced there was hands in.
No, I think he just lost it. Certainly didn't appear that Zane Clark's arm was loitering. And it wasn't. He just completely lost it there, did the winger. Not impressed.
Quick, please. No.
Well, Tuakura, George Tuakura has just come on for Adam Cook. Tuakura was named in the starting lineup, but Adam Cook actually started the match. This is Kevin Iro, meanwhile, the captain of the Cook Islands. Now it's the second rower, Tyrone Powell, a late inclusion in the Cook Island squad. And that ball's come free. The referee's decision is a penalty, though, against Iestyn Harris and against, was it Anthony Farrell in there in the tackle as well? Yes, it was.
You can see that Welsh skipper trying to turn the man on his back, gives the defence time to set up in one straight line. Not impressed. Don't know whether Iestyn can speak French or understand the French referee, but the point against the Welsh side and towards the Cook Islands leaves no doubt that they could have the opportunity to score their first points in this World Cup.
This is Steve Berriman.
thanks. Yeah, no problem.
making his 5th appearance for the Cook Islands tonight. He also played for the New Zealand Maoris in the past, who have just squeaked a win over Scotland earlier today in their group. He first played for the Cook Islands, this fellow, in 1998. And he was in the Maori side that gave Great Britain such a tough game last year at the end of the Tri-Nations. Opportunity to kick this. Not too difficult, but on a night like this, kicking is a problem, and he has hooked it wide. It was the same at Twickenham last night. Despite the fine surface that the groundsmen have produced, when the non-kicking foot hits the ground, it does tend to slide away on nights like this.
To be fair though, Eddie, he didn't look all that confident, did he, when he was addressing the football? It was obviously going through his mind that it was extremely wet out there. Ooh, good hit again by the second rower, Justin Morgan.
And it was the prop forward, Tuakura, just off the bench, who made that run. There's Zane Clark at dummy half, turning a ball inside to his loose forward, Samuel. Clark again, scampering little run from dummy half. Cunningham is all over him, with a bit of help also from Tassel of the Salford City Reds, Chris Tassel. Debut against South Africa last week. It's a nice dab through. It asked a question or two of Paul Aitchison. The kick from Leroy Joe.
Well, a bad option by the little half-back Joe, but Welsh full-back Aitchison fully aware of that. Good positional play by the full-back.
Sterling gets to his feet, plays it to Cunningham. The ball comes then inside to this Justin Morgan from the Canberra Raiders. The coaches of all the World Cup squads this year have been scouring the globe for players with the qualification to play for the various nations. And Clive Griffiths and Mike Nicholas have done exactly that. And Cunningham has gone down in a heap. This could be a problem.
He's grabbing the right leg. There was a heck of a clash there when he went down. Lost the football. He's limping back into... there you could see it. Cook Island player just rammed straight into his leg. So easy to break your leg that way.
Particularly on nights like this. Loose forward, Samuel gets to his feet and plays it. The drive coming in from Tyrone Powell. So far, Welsh defence standing firm, and a little swing then at Jason Critchley. The referee saw it, I think, the touch judge certainly did. He's on.
Well, Tyrone Powell, not too impressed by the fact that he was being held down by Critchley, and decided to take matters in his own hands. It was only a palm of the hand. It wasn't a clenched fist. Rather foolish play though. Justin has taken a quick tap, and knocked back the 10. There'll be another penalty. Quick thinking by the Welsh skipper then.
Oh, Breers then thumps the ball. He's not found touch though. It's gone the wrong side of the post. It was a good bit of quick thinking by Lee Breers to get valuable territory, but it just skimmed the wrong side of the corner flag.
Drop out.
Only just too. Still, the option that he was taking was to ensure that the Cook Islands were going to be on the back foot, and now they're going to have to fight their way back into the Welsh half. There'll be a dropout, should I say, my apologies, from a penalty.
So the Welsh have got it back, but they would like to have had it right up the other end of the field. As it is, they're just into Cook Island territory now. And Cunningham looks like he's fully fit. Oh, he's run straight over the top of the would-be tackler then. There was Berryman.
Well, this referee will have to start doing something about this holding down. It's spoiling the game somewhat. I know the Cook Islands want to try to ensure that the Welsh side don't get a quick ball away from the ruck. They're getting away with it at the moment.
Well, their key word will be respectability, but the Welsh are flooding forward now. This is Critchley.
Oh, that was forward.
To Sterling. He can't go to the screen for forward passes, but the touch judges said it was forward. The referees disallowed it. The crowd don't know that yet.
It was a nice move. It deserved a try, but little doubt in my mind that Critchley flipped it out as he fends away there. Tamata got to him, and there's no doubt in my mind yet again that this is a forward pass. Not much in it. Good work by the touch judge there.
Well, Clive Griffiths will be just a little anxious that it's only 6-0 after 20 minutes. And now the Welsh caught offside. Dean Busby too quick out of the traps.
Well, they should be quite pleased with this effort, the Cook Islands.
Jason Timu.
They really weren't given much chance, and when you looked at the side on paper, not many players out there with a lot of experience.
Well, I was reading on the World Cup website today, they're supposed to come from about 6 villages, these Cook Islanders. But a lot of them, as we say, play in the NRL in Australia, they play in the bush, and they also, of course, well, one of them anyway, plays in Super League. And a couple have also been seen knocking around places like Oldham in the past.
On the web, I am impressed.
Oh, hey, I managed to get onto it as well.
Dot, dot, dot.
Good hands, this is what the Cook Islanders are famous for. And there's a chance here, they're in. That's a great try, and I think that's Tamata who has scored it, the winger. Good try, says the referee, and he's absolutely spot on. Stan Martin off his chair on the touchline. Well, they can fling the ball around with gay abandon when they want, these Pacific Islanders. And Tamata has come up with the 4.
This was a great try, and I'm afraid that the defensive system of the Welsh side just fell apart. Jason Critchley came out of the one line of defence. You see him there, that was number 4. And Iro, he's enough confidence and experience to make sure that his winger got into the corner, and he did just that. That was a wonderful try. Well worked indeed.
So Carl Tamata and a wonderfully named club, Hibiscus Coast Raiders in New Zealand. And he will remember that moment for a long, long time. Now then, he missed with his earlier attempt. It's Payakura, this, who is going to take this shot at goal. Very difficult it is too. But it's from the touchline, it's on its way. Oh, he's got 2 points. Payakura gets the Cook Islands level here at the racecourse ground in Wrexham.
They anticipated a short ball. You can see Critchley coming into it, and once it's scooped over the top, straight into the arms of Kevin Iro. No chance there for Paul Sterling, left in no man's land. Juggled with it slightly, but Tamata, what a try. That really has shocked the crowd here.
Well, it shocked that fellow as well, Clive Griffiths, the Welsh coach. 6-all. And I must say, having seen Payakura take that conversion attempt from the touchline, why didn't he take the earlier penalty? Because Berryman missed it by a mile from bang in front. And as you said, he really didn't fancy it, I don't think. But Payakura fancied the conversion, and we have the match all square with approaching 24 minutes on the clock.
Well, it's early in the game, long way to go, but this really will cast a little bit of doubt in Welshmen's minds. They anticipated that they would be well and truly fully in control at this point in the game. But full credit to these Cook Islanders, and talk about it lifting their spirits. Now it's the Welsh side, the defence is missing a few tackles.
That's the last one. Here comes the kick, and it's from Tamata. Over the top it goes, and Aitchison this time taking no chances, but a great chase.
Stand up, break!
Well, I mentioned the website for the World Cup, and you can keep up to date with all the World Cup news on our website on Sky Sports. It's www.skysports.com. World Cup news, views and analysis. This is the World Cup channel for Rugby League World Cup 2000. We're with it every inch of the way. That's a great kick and a lovely chase from Sterling. Well picked up by the fullback again.
Good option there.
Payakura's having a good spell.
Certainly is, but he was just caught out of position a little bit, but certainly had the speed to get to it. Sterling was zoning in. Oh, that's good defence. Good work there by Dean Busby.
Crowd here doing their best to lift the Welsh. The Cook Islanders are definitely growing in confidence, but there are some really big hits going on out there, as there has been throughout all the matches in the World Cup that we've seen so far.
Yeah, they've certainly got to know each other, haven't they?
Looping pass to Craig Bowen, and the kick downfield is collected by Sterling. Don't forget the World Cup Centre tonight will be live at 10:30 with all the tries that have been scored today in the World Cup, and there have been plenty. And the World Cup Centre with Chris Warren, Phil Clark and Aaron Raper later on this evening, 10:30. We'll be seeing the highlights of this one during that programme as well.
Much better from the Welsh forwards. They've just got to settle things down a little bit now. Build on them.
Harris did well then to release the ball to Breers. The pass is almost fumbled by Critchley. Only flicks the ball back out the back door to Sterling, and Sterling now is running the wrong way. And he's been collared by the try scorer, Tanata.
Well, eager defence there. Bit of a desperation pass by Critchley back on the inside. And that's their problem at the moment. On the Welsh side is to, they should just reassess and just settle down, get back into the swing of things. It's no good having the likes of Lee Breers and Justin Harris out there if you're not laying the platform with your forwards. And another problem that I've noticed for the Welsh outfit is that their first and second markers in defence are very slow indeed.
And the Cook Islanders' better completion rate at the moment, times that they've been in possession, 70%, that'll work out too, rather than 50% by the Welsh. Here's Zane Clark again, and now Kevin Iro. Iro flicks it back, and Clark is still there in support. Mick Jenkins was all around him. Busby is in there too. They're fierce in the tackle now, the Welsh, and they have to be. High kick. This is a tester. This really is a tester. And Breers claims it well. Good job he did. In these conditions, ball in the air, and anything can happen.
Good shout from the little half-back. He made it quite clear to his full-back, Paul Etchison, that it was certainly going to be his. Interference there, there's got to be a penalty.
And it is.
Well, that's silly play there by the loose forward, Samuel. They've lost valuable metres. And that's a good kick as well. Oh, they've come up with a mistake. Well, what a time for David Whittle to have a knock on. It's pretty slippy out there, but on the very first tap. You see how he just took his eyes off the football, looking at the man coming towards him.
What's number? Number 10. Rugby. Go.
And I think it is Whittle who is off to the blood bin. Noticed after he made the mistake, blood was coming from a cut lip, and so it is. Have to be patched up. Well, if the Welsh thought this was going to be a cakewalk, I think they better start thinking again.
Well, we knew that the Cook Islands were never going to just lie down and just make up the numbers. They're a big outfit. And that may sort of go against them late in the match. You would assume that the Welsh outfit would be much fitter as this game progresses, but if the Cook Islands could sneak a try just before half-time, it really would lift their spirits. And when you've got the adrenaline pumping, going to be hard to stop.
At the moment they are on the charge. That is Patrick Kuru, but he just lost his footing on this very wet surface. Clark again, and he's coming down the short side. Another little dink over the top, and there's a mistake by Sullivan again.
Well, they're the right tactics, and he's having the game of his life is this hooker, Zane Clark, on the blind side. And really, Anthony Sullivan should have tried to set off a little bit quicker and try to take it on the full. A bit awkward though, and you can see this ball, once it hits the surface, it can just skim away anywhere. Well, they're going through the horrors at the moment, the Welsh outfit.
Now they have to defend their line for all they're worth, because as Steve-O says, if the Cook Islanders get a try just before half-time here, they will visibly lift. And they're offside, the Welsh, so they've got to within a metre. Clark takes a quick tap. That's good defence, though, on the loose forward Samuel. They're still coming down this way, though. Big, heavy run. Oh, and he's forced out. Forced out, and they don't like it. Oh, and it's all on. And Tuakura came charging onto the football.
He charged all right, and then threw a perler. Nice work on the blind side. Good work by Breers and Sullivan.
I think it was Justin Morgan who tangled with him.
Just had a little bit of a slap from Morgan. The big prop forward didn't take too kindly to it.
For Wales. Because
that's what it just came, and it just wins on points. Just to Tuakura. Don't think that I would want to take him on. Far from it.
You push, say, okay, finish. Penalty for get weight. Okay.
Penalty for Wales for the punch.
For Wales. 10 years. 10 meters.
Well, Stan Martin, the Cook Island coach, will be incensed with that. Lack of discipline. Losing them vital meters when they really should have been down there and making sure that the Welsh side was put under pressure. That pressure has already gone now. But the big question is, can Wales rebuild? Not with passes like that, though.
This now is Jason Critchley. And he lost his footing. Up the middle they go, Carvel.
No support, though. He was twisting in the tackle. It was a big substitute, and the opportunity is gone.
Good ball from Cunningham to Aitchison. Aitchison, a little dummy, and he turned over his shoulder as well and looked for the support that wasn't there. There's a lot of spoiling going on at the play of the ball, I must say, but Wales are having a real torrid time trying to break this defence down. They might now, because they've got numbers on the overlap down the flank. This is Critchley. Here's Sterling in touch.
Well, that's been the dangerous zone. The Welsh outfit, combination of the centre, Jason Critchley, again getting the flyer away, Paul Sterling. He tried to keep in, and he just couldn't get there. Good work from the full-back as well. He's had to work hard. Tuakura, Clive Griffiths, I think that expression on his face says it all.
Well, 6-all. It's not going according to plan.
It is if you Stan Martin, the Cook Island coach.
Well, they were deemed to be such easy opposition for Wales tonight that they were offering a 30-point start against the Cook Islanders. And even in conditions like this, you would have expected Wales to have piled the points on, but they've come on a bundle in the 5 years since they won the Emerging Nations. And you have to say that Wales have lost some stars.
But the experience alone, this Welsh outfit really should be taking them and ripping them apart. But full credit to the Cook Islands, their defence has been pretty solid. It was a bit shaky in the opening 10 minutes, but they've settled into it. That's another fine kick.
And they believe that Sullivan and Paul Aitchison are weak links in that department. I must say that I know
both come up with a mistake. That's got to be a flop.
Yeah, penalised for the flop. I was going to say, Steve-O, if the Cook Islanders are putting these kicks in to such good effect, that there are kickers in the Welsh side like Breers and Harris,
play.
Surely that must be the way forward for Clive Griffiths' men.
Well, it will be in the second half. To be fair, it's the strong wind is to the advantage of the Cook Islands. It really is driving into the faces of this Welsh outfit.
But Lee Briers is the most prolific kicker of the 40-20s in Super League and has been for the last 2 years, and it's a weapon that so far they haven't tried to utilise.
Well, as I say, it is against a strong wind, and in the second half you can be sure that Clive Griffiths will say to the Welsh boys, come on, let's get back into the swing of things and make sure that we apply the pressure with that long kick.
There's a little dab through by Briers, but that's going to be too sharp, I'm afraid. O'Reilly finds touch, and head and feed will go to the Cook Islanders. Once upon a time that would have been deemed to have been a good kick, wouldn't it?
Well,
but not in the modern game.
No, he was hoping that it would just stay in the field of play in these slippy conditions. He's got all the skills, Lee Briers, but when it is the ball sliding all over the place, if you keep it in the field of play and then if the winger or the fullback drops on the football, then when you go into the tackle you can just push them and slide them over into touch and then gain possession from the scrum. Didn't work out that way.
Good tackling. Great tackling there from Chris Tassel. Now the Welsh really must keep them penned down here near their own quarter. The ball's come out. The referee's decision is, though, interference, as the substitute Thierry Glacé tried to get to his feet. And it's Paul Heighton, his opposite number, who is deemed to have made the interference. All over him with Busby.
Never any doubt in the French referee's mind either. Well, it could be worrying times for Clive Griffiths. The half-time break. They certainly need a shake-up. It is not the conditions, of course, for the likes of Justin Harris. He loves nothing better than a dry track, but they've got to lay the platform so that Briers and Harris can combine. And we really haven't seen them work together in the first 36 minutes.
Lovely little dab through into open space. Aitchison's got a job to do here. He does it. The fullback swept up well then. They were really pouring down that left-hand side, the Cook Islanders. If there had been a mistake then, there was a try on.
Well, a typical example about what I was talking about earlier, in fact, keep the ball in the field of play. You can see how the fullback Aitchison slid about 3 or 4 metres. It's difficult times for the Welsh. They've got to dig deep.
Well, they've done that so many times in the past 8 or 9 years. This is Justin Morgan. Plays the ball to Cunningham. Here is Harris. There's a little kick, but it's between the fullback and the winger. It's asking a lot of Critchley and Sterling. They get there in numbers. Harris leading the way, along with Paul Heighton. Here is Iro. Great strength on show again. Tamata. 2 tackles gone. Cook Islands playing good stuff at the moment, and they are flicking this ball around, and the passes are sticking in the main.
Well, the control, and that's interference yet again.
No, surely not. It wasn't played properly, that ball.
There's going to be a deemed a knock on. Well, this could be a big mistake. The Cook Islands. Final opportunity, I feel, that Wales, and they would be desperate to get a point here.
Yes, they were anxious to get the ball fed into the scrum and get it out again. This is Harris. Now it's on to Briers, but he's running very flat before he is collared by Clark and wrestled to the ground. Now Cunningham. It's with Busby. They're eager, the Cook Islanders, in defence.
Pretty basic stuff, but one going low, the other one trying to stop the offload, and it's working. Cunningham trying everything. He's kept that ball alive.
I'm sure I heard the referee call 3, but he allowed play to continue. Now he says 5 and last. I think he's just slightly mixed up with his English on the counting at the moment. And Wales are mixed up with their tactics.
Well, it's just not going right for them. And the temptation to keep this ball alive and swing it around in difficult conditions. It's making things work. He's worked hard though as Tassel. Got a couple of opportunities, a combination with his other centre, Jason Critchley, especially on the right-hand side with Paul Sterling. But surely the Cook Islands will just... ooh, steady boys, that's right. They'll just close up shop here till half-time, and what a great half it's been.
You knock on.
Knock on against Tongai.
Scrum for Wales.
Scrum for Wales, but there won't be time. We're right on half-time.
Well, the Welsh side are complaining, but it should be all over.
It should be all over, and it is all over.
A bit of an interpretation there. Not too happy, Lee Briers. He tried to kid the referee, but the touch judge came on and informed the man in the middle.
Yes, he was trying to say that the ball is not dead. The scrum had not formed, and so the ball most certainly was dead. 6 points apiece. Not what we expected. Not by a long chalk.
Updating Fox Sports News, Duffy Waldorf has taken out the Disney Golf Classic in Florida, beating Steve Flesch and Tiger Woods. Waldorf shot a 10-under par final round of 62 after starting the day 6 shots from the lead. In the English Premier League, Leeds drew 1-1 with Bradford City, while Liverpool downed Everton 3-1. And Anna Kournikova has again failed to turn a final appearance into a tournament win. The Russian was beaten 6-3, 6-1 by Martina Hingis in the final of the Kremlin Cup in Moscow, while in the Swiss indoor final, Thomas Engqvist was too good for Roger Federer. Get the complete picture tonight on Fox Sports News at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Saving Time on Fox Sports 2.
We are the giants of rugby league, and 15 teams from around the world are on a collision course, determined to bring the Aussies down to earth. Fiji are next in the firing line when they battle Australia Thursday morning live at 6:30. At 8:30, England clash with Russia. Then at 10:05, Samoa meet the New Zealand Maoris. And at 11:40, France take on Tonga. The Rugby League World Cup continues Thursday morning, Fox Sports 2.
They're ready for the second half. I'm sure that Clive Griffiths will want his men to get going early, get a couple of quick tries, and maybe then the Cook Islanders will fold, but maybe not from what we've seen in that first half.
Well, they do have the advantage of this very, very strong wind. Cook Islanders utilised it quite well. Held on to possession as well, and that's what the Welsh must do, make sure that they do complete their sets of 6, a lot more than they did in the first 40.
That was a skimming kick-off by Iestyn Harris, a terrific pickup from Thierry Glassy. Well, if the opening exchanges are anything to go by, Wales have been given the rounds of the kitchen by their coach.
Well, they should have been. I'm sure that Mr. Griffiths would be far from impressed.
This fella's had a field day, though, hasn't he?
Well, he certainly has controlled things out there, Zane Clark. There's Mr. Griffiths, hoping for a better 40.
We'll be finding out what Clive Griffiths and indeed Stan Martin said at half-time with Bill Arthur shortly. Chip over the top. Oh, Anthony Sullivan is not interested in that. It was skimming over the top, the kick over the top from Leroy Joe, the highly rated scrum half from Hull Kingston Rovers.
Good option. Also, he did the right thing as well, Anthony Sullivan. Came up with the knock-on in the first half, so make sure you get possession. They will do from the scrum. But you can see how an improvement it has been from this pack from the Cook Islands. They really have worked overtime. The first 10-15 minutes, Eddie, they were a little bit slack. They were missing men, they were going far too high, and then they just sorted it out. Oh, there's a high one there, though. And Farrell would have felt it.
Yes, he did. It was from Adam Cook, the substitute. Here's Kieran Cunningham. This is the danger man. Cunningham, terrific run. Well, remember what he did in the grand final when he was running almost on one leg with a hamstring injury. And he did same again there. This time, though, on two legs. Good space here for them to exploit. This is Tassel. Early try. Just what Dr. Griffiths ordered. Chris Tassel gets the try. Just what they wanted. And there was certainly a lot more venom early on. The run from Cunningham got them going, and Tassel just powered onto it. There was a big hole ahead of him, and he shot through the gap.
Cunningham set it up. Good work from Breers, run across the face of the Cook Island defence. He sucked in two would-be tacklers, and Tassel deserved that. He was one of the few Welshmen in the first half, Tassel, that worked overtime both in attack and defence, but that was good work from the halfback Lee Breers. Sucked in two would-be defenders and allowed Tassel the opportunity to run on the arc into the corner.
Well, Chris Tassel made his debut against South Africa last week in the Australian qualifiers via the grandparent rule. And Iestyn Harris now with the opportunity to add 2 more points to the Welsh total. Wind is at his back, swirling wind though, it must be said. But Harris with the opportunity. Star of the World Cup 5 years ago at just 19 years of age. With kicks like that. 12-6. Exactly the start that Wales needed to fan the flames for this second half, both on and off the field.
There's here the two defenders. They just sucked right into the little halfback Breers, who offloads superbly. Huge gap. In and out from the centre, Tassel. That's a fine effort. Good individual run, nothing the fullback Payakura could do. As I mentioned, Eddie, he's had a fine match throughout.
Breers collects.
Oh, big hit.
Oh, and it was deemed to be high by Leroy Joe. Concern on the face of Clive Griffiths.
Oh, he went with a swinging arm.
Oh, my apologies, it's Adam Cook.
Boom. Ooh, the prop forward, David Whittle, certainly would have had the teeth rattling around in his gum shield there. Oh, they haven't made it.
No, Harris hasn't
What a
found
mistake that is.
What a chase that
Leading
was,
by
though.
example now, Kieran Cunningham. It was from his dramatic run that allowed Wales to score that try, and that defence epitomises the attitude that the Welsh have in this second half.
Well, let's go to Bill and see what was said by Clive Griffiths and Stan Martin during half-time.
Eddie, we've seen the good and the bad of the Wales already in this second half. The try followed by a kick, failing to find touch, and composure was the word Clive Griffiths used at half-time. He wants mistakes like that to be cut out, because that's what Wales were guilty of in the first half. Not just kicks, but also losing possession. And that's where Wales are looking to tighten things up. They want to up the intensity and really not make the mistakes, not concede the penalties. Stan Martin, the Cook Islands coach, very happy. Well, he was at the start of the second half with the defensive work from his side, but I think he'll be looking for them to really get into this game, because they haven't had a look in so far.
No, it's been 5.5 minutes of constant Welsh pressure, and they're in possession again here with David Whittle. Another crunching tackle, though. Bone-crunching tackle from Tuakura. Harris just pops the ball up for Farrell. He's escaped the clutches of one. Belligerent run again from Farrell.
Well, it was Tuakura again. This is a hit. Didn't miss that time, but the second attempt just missed by about 6 inches.
Heighton on a good run. If he could have just slipped the pass, then Dean Busby was home and hosed. Cunningham dummy half. It's with Breers. Breers, a lovely little dab over the top, and another hack forward. Aitchison's after it. Good defence, though. Just shoved the ball dead, did Tongai, the winger.
Did well to read it, but superb individual skills from Breers. Knew he couldn't get to it, but he thought he'd just chip it over again. This is the first kick outside of the boot. Quick thinking there, but equal to the task was Tanguy Tongai. Well, he's certainly coming into it. Good work by that man there.
Well said, Steve-O. Good work by this man here. Tanguy Tongai, you're only right.
I don't mind leading the way for you, Eddie, sometimes.
Good lad. Well, you carry on. I'll do the bits and pieces.
Don't ask me to say it again.
Now, I don't know how we're going to cope with this one. At St Helens on Wednesday night, England against Russia. We know that Ian Rubin is the Russian captain. This is Iestyn Harris, meanwhile, the Welsh captain.
Oh, trying to force the pass, really, when it really wasn't needed. They were in such a good position. A little bit out of sorts is the skipper, Iestyn Harris.
Good run here from Craig Bowen, captain of the emerging nation winning side of 5 years ago. And there's a Welshman in back play who's injured. It's Justin Morgan.
He took a bad knock there.
So they're a little short on defence.
Good work, though, by Paul Aitchison, the Welsh full-back. Ball slipped back on the inside to Bayakura, the full-back. Ready to perfection.
Clark stabs the ball over the top.
It's a good kick.
It is. Aitchison will have to be careful of this. There's a great show, but he's got away from the first lot. Couldn't get away from the next two in, and there are problems here for Morgan.
Well, that's a bitter blow. He's worked overtime as the second row, Morgan. He's been one of the stars, and you can see that definitely problems with either the shoulder or the ribs. There's some big hits going on out there.
And they're big fellas as well, the Cook Islanders, as you said. Pre-match knock on.
Big mistake. Moves forward, unhappy with it. Dean Busby. He's worked overtime in defence. And he just lost it. No interference at all. Well, they can't afford to relax, the Welsh outfit.
I think they did that after the early score in the first half. Someone else is in the blood bin here.
Looks like Whittle again. He's having a few problems.
He wants him to go off and be cleaned up. There's a few enforced changes here.
Well, he'll go off.
Mick Jenkins has come on for Morgan again.
Get the sponge to him, count the teeth. Well, they're not past the winning post yet. Still only 6 points
Well, they should
between the two sides. Well, they've just got to play with 12. If they can't bring someone on quickly, then it's not the game's problem. It's the Welsh officials' problem.
Yes, he's back on now, and he's a tough old character, David Whittle. He has been ever present in the NFP for Lee over the past 2 years. Very rarely does he miss a match. Very rarely does he want to miss a minute. Certainly not of this World Cup opener for the Welsh here in Wrexham. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Wales with first blood. And well, that was behind the man. There was no chance there for Tamata at all to pick that ball up.
Well, they tried to use the dummy under in the second phase, and you can see there that Critchley had made a good job on his opposite, Kevin Iro. There's no way in the world that Kevin Iro could have got to that. Well, good work there by Leroy Joe.
This is Jason Critchley now. Jason Critchley, who is in this World Cup from his rugby union club at Leicester, but he has a bundle of rugby league experience under his belt. Busby again trying to work something down the blind side, but this Cook Islands defence is pretty strong, as it has been for the past 51 minutes. Oh, he thunders in, doesn't he, old George Tuakura?
Yeah, there's a few Welshmen out there looking for him as well.
Was Breers tripped in back play?
Yeah,
he was.
He could be sent off, but I'm not so sure that the French referee will do anything about it. Well, maybe it was a bit of an accident. Tip over there. Well, they just trailed the leg, didn't they? And his back turned. So Thierry Glacier is the culprit.
And the news, by the way, on Justin Morgan is that he has jarred his shoulder.
Well, this is a respect that the Welsh side are offering the Cook Islands, is the mere fact that Justin Harris decided to opt for the 2 points. Would ensure that the Cook Islands would have to score twice, of course, get back into a winning position. So it's a vital attempt, this.
Looking at those pictures with this rain pouring down as it did at Twickenham last night, I wonder whether they'll be issuing flippers and snorkels and face masks before this World Cup is over. Harris makes no mistake with that penalty. Increases the lead. As you say, Steve-O, offering the Cook Islanders great respect. Not running the penalty, but getting the 8-point advantage, which means that now the Cook Islands have to score twice if they're to win this opening match in the World Cup.
Well, I think the Welsh fans are still eagerly awaiting this Welsh side to explode. It was anticipated, but fair credit to these guys from the Cook Islands. They really have stuck to their task.
Well, the blood has stopped flowing, and he's back out there. It's David Whittle.
Play.
Harris just pops it up to Farrell. Good angle run from Farrell. Clawed to the ground in the end.
Much better build-up. They're starting to run the angles now, the Welsh outfit.
Harris to Jenkins.
4. With me.
Just inside the Cook Islands half of the field. Cunningham swats the first would-be tackler away. Finds Critchley. He does well to offload to Harris. Now there's opportunities here in broken play. Breers takes over. Gives it then to Sterling. Paul Sterling. He'll go back where all the heavy traffic is again. Does well to offload to Cunningham. This is good stuff. And Cunningham is wrestled to the ground. Good tackle by Kevin Iro, his St Helens teammate. Here's Lee Breers. Dab over the top. Good little kick. Good kick, and forcing the Cook Islands defender to knock the ball dead. Tongai.
Good option as well from the little half-back Lee Breers.
Much better kicking game this second half, Steve-O.
Well, you could also see that he had a backspin on the football. But good work yet again from Tongai. He's had plenty of work to do tonight. Not the best conditions for full-backs and wingers. They all realise that they're going to get plenty of work in on a wet night like it is here at Wrexham.
This is Aitchison. And eventually he falls to the ground.
Just get the impression that the Welsh outfit realised that the Cook Islands just beginning to tire a little bit now.
Yes,
They're not moving forward in defence as quickly as they were. There's quite a few of them now just hanging back, waiting to see what the Welsh are going to do. That's always a bad sign.
Cunningham to Harris. Harris spinning away, releasing the pass and getting the try is Mick Jenkins. Referee just checking with the touch judges. It's all right, he says. Points to the spot, and Mick Jenkins gets the try. It was good work from Harris. A good spin and twist in the tackle, and as he fell, he released it. And it was really good support from Mick Jenkins. A man, by the way, who could be without a club in Super League next year. Hull have had to reduce their overseas quota, and so Jenkins is available.
And he's a damn fine player too. Harris through the dummy, spun away. I know he's playing second row, but he really is a top quality hooker. Good spin there. They mentioned the fact that Cook Islands now beginning to tire somewhat, especially from that hard work. Good quick play the ball. Nice pirouette there from the skipper. Good offload. He deserved it.
He did. Good stuff from Mick Jenkins. With Ted and Hull over the past couple of years. As I say, without a club for 2001. Justin Harris to add the extra. 4 out of 4 from Harris with the boot. So important to the Welsh. 20 points to 6. And Mike Nicholas on the left of your screen and Clive Griffiths with the cap. Captain and manager. They will be breathing perhaps a little easier right now.
Looks on their faces, sigh of relief somewhat. Quicker play of the ball, pirouette, spin and the offload. Second effort. He really is a good workhorse, isn't he? Nick Jenkins certainly would prove to be a bargain for next year for any club.
Yes, he would. And this fellow, Kieran Cunningham, is having a wonderful end to the season. Ball went, no, I was going to say the ball went backwards. That was Anthony Farrell's view of it as well, but not the touch judge on this near side.
It appeared to go towards his own sticks, not according to Thierry Alibert. Well, I must say, has done a fine job.
Yes, he obviously has a slight problem with the language, but
So do I.
I was going to say, I wouldn't like to see
I'm not French.
I wouldn't like to see you and I refereeing a match in France, to be fair.
Well, I struggle with the English language, never mind the French one. He really has put himself about, and is, I must say, he's also got them back a very, very good 10 metres. It's certainly not down to him that there's been some bad handling and missed tackles.
Oh, Iro has slipped the net. A good job for the Welsh that Sterling went piggyback on him and brought him down. Joe gets the ball away to the winger Temata. And the Cook Islanders within 8 metres of the line. Clark, Joe, it goes wide. Opportunities here. And that was on the last. They run it. Maybe they didn't hear the call from the referee. It's the turnover, he has said. Sullivan, he has had no opportunity tonight to display his considerable speed.
Oh, Jason Timu. Well, his partner in crime in the front row, Tuakura, through one. And Mr. Timu said he was pulling my ear. And from the looks of them, I don't think it's the first time that Mr. Timu's had his ears pulled.
You get a little personal at times, don't you? I hope he won't hear that over the next 3 weeks. Otherwise you could be getting your ears pulled. Oh, there's a problem here.
It was a pretty late attempt there from Tuakura.
David Whittle.
Well, it's been a battle royal between Mittel and both the Cook Island props, but just watch Tuakura. He hits the ground here. Now, this is really late, and he takes a big hit with the left forearm and the elbow.
Number 4, coming.
Hit him first time and went back for seconds.
Number 4.
There was more than a bit of custard on top of that. He really felt that, did David Whittle.
This is going to go on report, I think, because the 2 captains have been called over.
And rightly so. You can see the tackle has already been completed. That really should have been a penalty. It's a bit of concern by Tuakura.
Okay. Report. Penalty for Wales. Penalty for Wales. Okay. Wales.
Well, they both went in with a big shoulder charge, but we can do without this. The game's hard enough without you coming in when a man is defenceless, as was David Whittle.
So Whittle looks as though he might be okay, but Tuakura goes on report.
That was a bad one.
He's been in the wars, hasn't he, tonight, David Whittle? That chin, or just below the bottom lip, has been bleeding profusely almost from the start.
Well, let's hope that things don't get nasty from here on in.
Well, the penalty count is creeping ever higher against the Cook Islanders. Harris gets the ball out wide, and that is Paul Heighton. Here's Sullivan. Now it's with Harris. Inside it comes to Carvel. Look at that, 10-4 the penalty count. He's lost it as Carvel. Chance for Iro to run. Iro being taken towards the touchline, but he stayed within the field of play.
Did a fine job on him as Jason Critchley. Not a hard man to stop is Kevin Iro. But I must agree that Critchley and Tassel, the two Welsh centre partners, have been on top of their opposites throughout this game.
Well, every one of these World Cup matches will be fiercely contested. This is Zane Clark. By the way, 09009 1010 13. The line's open right now for your votes for man of the match. And Steve O'Hare will decide who it is. If you agree with his assessment, you could win 2 tickets to the World Cup final at Old Trafford on November the 25th. Another big occasion at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams. Wonder whose theatre it will be on that day. Oh, he's missed it, has Aitchison.
Ooh, there was a swinging boot there from Lee Briers.
Is it play on? It is. There's another 6 here. They're over.
He scored.
The referee hasn't given it. He will hand it on to the video referee to check. I'm not so sure what he's checking. Maybe where the hack forward down the line, probably. And he will have to tell the touch judge what's happened.
Look for Cook Islands. Okay, you.
Well, the touch judge.
No, you. Yeah. Cook Islands.
Look for a knock on by the Cook Islands.
Cook Islands, yeah.
On the screen, yes.
Well, the touch judge there looks just like I do when I'm trying to order a meal in Paris. It's amazing how you look and see. We seem to slow everything down, don't we? It wasn't played all that correctly. And you will see that I think TRY. No knock on, really. He just didn't play it right. And according to the referee, I saw him wave the arms and say, play on, that's all right. But it's now down to this will be a try. I know it wasn't played forward, but
well, he dropped it, didn't he? By the looks of it.
No. He got it with his foot, played it right. This is the tackle. He gets up to play it, places it, and it goes backwards. And in slippy conditions here, you can see he's got Whittle all over him. And he did go backwards, and he did try to get it. Well, I would give this.
Well, you're not the video referee. What say you, video ref? No try. The try is not given.
Mr. Patrick Kuru will be most upset about that.
Okay, screw away. Okay.
And the scrum is back where the... Well, I don't think the incident was there, but still. Tassel's dropped it now.
Mistake. It was a big hit as well.
It was. He was the meat in the sandwich between 2 defenders. It was the second rower, Powell, and the standoff, Craig Bowen, who got the big hit on. Here now is the man on report, to Akura.
And you can see there that David Whittle is going to follow him throughout this match.
This is Bowen.
There could be a few squared ups here. Don't move. There could be some real fiery action before the end of this game.
Kevin Iro fulfilling a dream to play for the Cook Islands now that his New Zealand Test career is over. Played in the World Cup in 1988, the World Cup final at Eden Park for the Kiwis against the Aussies. This is Clark, who's had a great game for the Cook Islanders. Leroy Joe is the man at dummy half. Bowen hands it on wide, and they come back this way again with Tuakura. This is the last. This set of 6, there's a Welshman in back play who's flat out, and that was well picked up by Tassel. The Welsh player has hardly moved as the play continues here with Whittle. And I think it's Gareth Carvel.
It is. Took a heavy knock. He's slowly but surely trying to get back into the scheme of things, but very groggy indeed.
Here's Harris. On it goes then to Critchley. Another speedster is Sterling. And Sterling is away. Terrific run from Sterling. Great tackle though in defence. Harris, they wanted to get on with that quickly and Sterling was just kept off long enough to delay and get the defence set.
Another drop ball, offload by the skipper Justin Harris, not taken in.
Bowen was the man who dropped on it.
Well, with the rain pouring down throughout this game, I must say it has been a credit to both sides. Some of the handling and the passing has been quite superb, considering the conditions out there. It's a foul night.
Good offload. Zane Clark always the man to offer himself in support. Oh. Well, the ball was flicked up, Critchley flicked it back and Heighton knocked it forward.
Screw for Cook Island.
So it'll be Cook Island's head and feet here, as Critchley deliberately knocked it back.
Almost like
Heighton.
playing beach volleyball then.
Well, I hardly think that Heighton would look okay in a bikini, Eddie.
With me!
Actually, I've seen you in a bikini once or twice.
No.
With me, come on!
And it's not a pretty sight, let me tell you.
So you've got two photos, you said twice.
Back to one!
I know someone who's got the photos, believe me. Referee has caught the Cook Islanders offside.
Offside!
Yeah. Harris wants to get on with it quickly.
Well, they're struggling now. Not surprisingly, they've put up a fine effort at the Cook Islands. They certainly have not disgraced themselves. And I think they've made quite a few fans here with the pro-Welsh crowd. It's been a great effort from them.
But the Welsh crowd will want their heroes to end with a flourish, and Busby gets the ball away to Whittle.
That was a swinging arm from Leroy Joe.
Quick! On the line!
He's so close, Whittle, to a try then. There's Cunningham, back it goes to Harris. It goes wide to Heighton. Heighton trying to use his strength to get over, but they're there in numbers. Oh, they've stolen the ball from him there. Well, surely that ball was stolen in the tackle, and it wasn't one-on-one.
The ball came away and there appeared to be three. Heighton, complete disbelief. It was a wonderful show of strength though from Heighton.
And the referee just said and has agreed with us, penalty for Wales. And they're running it. Got the nod, I think, from the touch judge. Coincidentally, the big screen's in that corner. And Jenkins is so close again.
Great defence. That was a wonderful effort.
More defence needed here, but Busby, I think. Is it Busby? No, it's not. Busby's running in. It's Cunningham. He's gone for the screen, though, has the referee. He must be looking for the grounding.
Don't think there's any problem about it. Sheer strength from the St. Helens hooker, Kieran Cunningham. This is a try, nothing wrong with that at all. The crowd are also watching the replay on the big screen here. That'll be try time. Well, it was somewhat quiet in the first half, but he certainly shook them up in the second. It was his run after only 2 minutes. The crowd, they like that. So did Cunningham. They're running away with it with ease now.
Well, he was voted the best hooker in the world last December, was Kieran Cunningham. The grand final hero of St Helens, now the hero of his country.
Desperation defence by the Cook Islanders, but not sufficient to stop this guy. Great upper body strength. He's had a wonderful season. So proud to be playing in the red jersey of the Welsh outfit.
Well, 24-6 becomes 26-6. As we say in the second half, Wales have made the class tell.
Well, I thought it would go that particular way. And now the floodgates may just open.
Well, they're on now the brink of recording their biggest World Cup victory, because it was 28-6 against France in Cardiff 5 years ago. Anthony Sullivan recorded a hat-trick, the first in a World Cup by a Welshman on that occasion. So the record books could be rewritten in the next 11 minutes or so. 26-6 Wales. They're going to record the second victory by one of the home nations in this World Cup. The campaign is off to a great start, although it was a little shaky in the first 40.
I'll be back to 6.
It is. This is Busby.
Now they're looking eager. They're running with a lot more confidence.
And here is Whittle again.
One, with me.
He's worked overtime, hasn't he?
Quick.
He's had a fine game, the prop forward. He was one of 6 substitutes in South Africa last week when he made his debut, and he did enough to attract Clive Griffith's attention for this opening match in the World Cup.
With me.
Jenkins is the dummy half. Here is Harris, and wide is Breers, and further wide and onto it is Tassel, and here is Sullivan, and there is Tassel, and there is another Welsh try. And it is a record-breaking score in the World Cup for the Welsh now. Beautiful hands from the Welsh. Second try for Tassel. And victory now assured. And the Welsh supporters can begin to celebrate.
He's had a fine night, not only in attack but also in defence. It's a night that he will remember. 2 tries already posted.
And 1 disallowed by the video ref, Steve, I remember.
Could have been the hat-trick. Good combination. Wonderful work there by the winger Sullivan. Back on the inside. Watch how Tassel combines and then reads it ever so well. Lovely long ball out wide from Breers. Then back on the inside. Good support play. This will be pleasing the Welsh coach Clive Griffiths now. Not the best performance, and I'm sure that all the Welsh players would agree with me in the first 40 minutes. But they're getting into the swing of it now.
Well, Steve-o, the try has been given, but I just wonder whether that ball was actually grounded before Tassel slid over the dead ball line.
I know he was pretty close to it.
Harris to add the extras, which he does with ease. It's 32-6, but was this ball grounded by Chris Tassel? He aquaplanes, and watch, the ball isn't on the deck yet. Isn't on the deck yet.
Whoa, I think.
Tell you what.
Well, there are 2 lines here. Of course, it's a soccer pitch.
Well, there's hardly any lines now because the rains washed them all away. But I wonder if that was I'm not sure which it was, actually. You could be right.
I think that's the one that you think hasn't got it down. I think that is the soccer lines.
Well, it all adds to the excitement. Here comes Farrell. The tackle is not completed. The tackle is still not completed, but now it is.
Good work.
There are the 2 lines. That's where the confusion arose. I think it was the goal line from the soccer pitch.
So you agree with me now?
Yeah, you're right. As I say, on this night, it's a wonder there's any whitewash left. Tassel's again off. Well, he was briefly before Tongai pulled him down. The phone line's still open, as you saw, 09009 1010 13. Whittle for the Welsh.
What a battle it's been between the 4 prop forwards. They really have got into each other.
Here's a chance for Critchley. Critchley flicks it back to Sterling. The ball went backwards. Play on. Still Sterling. He's away from another. Straightens it up now. They've missed him twice. Sterling still going. Oh, just just hauled down short, but a great run, and Tamata then was the try saver.
Well,
Gone backwards again.
What an effort.
No, it hasn't. The referee says that is a knock-on. That is the turnover. What an effort, as you say, from Paul Stirling, 36 years of age. But his appetite for this game is undiminished.
He just won't give in, will he? And at that age, you would think that the legs would start to be going underneath him, but, well, he seems to get better, doesn't he, as the games go through?
Yes, he has had an Indian summer to his career, hasn't he, since he joined Leeds in 1997. If you've enjoyed this, enjoy Wales-Lebanon with us. We're down at Llanelli at Stradey Park on Thursday night at 7:30, Sky Sports 1. And it could be a huge match because that could well decide one of the qualifying places in this group. Lebanon beaten today by the Kiwis, beaten heavily. So Wales will be looking to capitalise on this victory tonight. This is Wes Davis. You'll be able to see Wales-Lebanon Thursday night, 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. Well, let's go down to the sideline, Steve. Oh, excuse me. Let's join Bill Arthur, who is with Kieran Cunningham.
Kieran, a filthy night, but a pretty effective second half for Wales.
Oh, definitely. You know, some of we've not played together really, especially they've not played with me since South Africa. You know, South Africa. It took a bit of a while to get together, but you know, I think the Cook Islands retired a lot in the second half, and we capitalised on everything.
Just how difficult has it been out there?
Oh, yeah, look at the rain. You know, it's been raining for the past 10 years, hasn't it, in Wales? You know, no, it's been raining a lot, and you know, I've been looking out the window in the hotel all day, and it's done nothing but rain. Come down to here, and there's 2 inches under rain on the side, and you know, it's really tough out there.
Oh, that's wonderful play from Brears. He's the hat-trick to Tassel. Chris Tassel gets the hat-trick. Lee Brears, he shaped to kick a 40-20. The Cook Island defence held back, and he flicked the ball over the top of them and then chased it all the way. And Tassel, he gets the hat-trick. Famous night for Chris Tassel, famous night for Wales, record-breaking night here in Wrexham.
Well, it's a gift box all wrapped up, is it? Beautiful play here. Look at the kick. They thought he was going to go for a big 40-20. He could see there was no one there. Kicked it, offloaded it. Not so sure about the final pass, but this guy won't mind. What a night for Chris Tassel. Excellent play by Lee Brears. He's building confidence. He's had a good second half too. Nice offload. Good positioning there by the centre. Oh, remember that for some time.
Chris Tassel with the hat-trick then. He will steal the headlines. It's been a quiet night for Iestyn, but he's going here for 7 from 7. And he's picked it in off the post. 7 from 7 for Harris. 38-6 to Wales. World Cup bid 2000, well and truly launched.
Slow to start, but what a way to finish. It could have been 4. Chris Tassel had a try disallowed in the first half. And it was good work from Tongia, the winger, that prevented that. And it was only a split second. I think the video referee did get it right.
Well, they're really... Oh, that's a mile forward. Doesn't matter anyway, the ball's gone to ground. But they've really taken the game to the Cook Islands in this second half. 32 unanswered points so far.
Well, I think Kieran Cunningham just summed it up when he was speaking to Bill Arthur in regards to the fact that there's quite a few players out there in the Welsh outfit that don't really know each other. This will be a good hit out for them. Forget about the first half. They were 6s and 7s somewhat, but let's not take anything away from the effort from the Cook Islands in that first 40 minutes. They certainly worked hard, but I'm sure that Clive Griffiths, the Welsh coach, will be pleased with this effort in the second stanza.
And the 5 25,000 or so hardy souls who have braved the weather to be here tonight are starting to sing now and enjoy the Welsh victory. 38-6, 2 minutes to go. Cook Islanders though look, and the touch judge is on. There's a right fight. Whittle's involved over on that far side again. There has been a battle royal raging all night. Whittle, there he is with the jersey over his head, just going out of screen.
I bet you a man called Tuakura was around in there.
He wouldn't be far away, would he?
It was Peter Lewis that was involved.
18, take it away. 8.
Well, they tried to get him down, and it was Cook that had the ball.
8 here.
And yes, there he is, number 8, George Tuakura is there, involved.
Hey! Cook Island.
Well, I said it was going to be, it was simmering, and thankfully the referee is going to give a penalty.
Play!
Here's the build-up to it, and it was Mr. Tuakura who decided to get acquainted to David Whittle yet again.
So, minute and a half remain, and Wales looking to finish with even more to smile about. Harris having the time now to produce all the tricks of the trade. Jason Critchley will straighten it up, bounces off one. Can't get away from the next 2 or 3 who come in. We enter the last minute. The referee gives the knock on.
Island Cook. Struck on.
Against West Davis.
Just delayed it a little bit too late, did the prop forward David Whittle. Not much that the youngster could do about it.
And he is the grandson, of course, of the legendary Welshman Billy Boston, is Wes Davis. It's one heck of a reputation to live up to, that, isn't it?
But it'll be a great experience for the youngster. Certainly will help in his career.
Play, put in.
So the Cook Islanders with the ball with Michael Anderson in hand. Managed to get the pass away.
Good work by Anderson as well on that short side, straight from the base of the scrum.
They will end this match with the possession. We have just 10 seconds remaining. Wales hunting the ball off the deck, and they have it back, and it's Whittle, and it's play on. No, it isn't. The referee will bring it back for the knock on. They're chasing after it. Ian Watson thinks he's got the chance of a try, but the referee brings the match to an end with a shrill blast of his whistle. A record-breaking night. Wales's best ever World Cup victory. Tassel with the hat-trick. Harris with 7 goals out of 7. They're the 2 names that will claim the headlines, I'm sure, in the morning.
The Rugby League World Cup was proudly brought to you by